Hello, Tom, aka Jeddio here for Star Frontiers Gamer. And this video is going to be posting late, and I apologize for that, but I had filmed it, and I didn't like what I'd filmed. So I completely redid my approach for it. So what we're doing today is we are going to be looking, it's kind of going to be a walkthrough on playing Nighthawks, the war game, tabletop game. And it's apropos that I'm actually using the image of the Sathar Destroyer because that'll be the ship in the game, the demonstration that we do. And just as a special note, this is the view that you always want to be looking at a Sathar Destroyer from. And there's a reason for that, and we'll get into that. However, this image is by AZ Gamer, and you can look up AZ Gamer, AZ Mulder. It goes by a couple different handles depending on the social media site, but it's AZ Mulder at DeviantArt. I love his work. Great guy. He has been a great supporter of the Frontier. So again, a little shout out. Go check out his stuff on, it's not all Star Frontiers, but go check out his stuff on DeviantArt. Today, we are going to be looking at Nighthawks tactics. Now, this is a fairly standard setup here of a Sathar Destroyer. I'm using the frigate counter because I noticed in the counters, I almost exclusively use miniatures when I'm playing, but I was noticing looking at the counters that the Sathar Destroyer, you have all these ship types and they go up to like the heavy cruiser, and then you get an even bigger looking ship counter, and it's the Sathar Destroyer, which is a mistake. The Sathar Destroyer is hull size 6. The Sathar Frigate is hull size 5. It's just one step up. So you use the same miniature, and I would use the same counter, whether it was a frigate or a destroyer. Just keep track of it on your sheets. So these sheets, by sheets, I mean these here. Now, this is the one that was done up for the digitally remastered Nighthawks. There's something similar in the Nighthawks rulebook. It's similar, same basic layout, same basic information, just the one in the digitally remastered Nighthawks rulebook is a better presentation. And since that's not available on the web, I think I will do like a little one-page PDF of just that graphic representation that was created for that. I don't think it's really a violation of the IP because it's just a different character sheet, ship stat sheet created by someone. So I will do I will create a PDF and link it in the show notes, and you'll be able to download that and use it. It's better looking than the one in the actual original rulebook. So that's what I'm using here. Is this, and now I've done up 2 assault scouts, one named Dagger, and it's identified as the red assault scout. The other's named Knife, and it's identified as the blue assault scout. 15 hull points, 5 ADF, 4 MR, maneuverability rating. That's going to come into play here. DCR of 50. I've written in reflective hull only, but it is presupposed that all ships in the game have reflective hull. It doesn't even make any sense for a civilian ship to not have reflective hull. So even though there's a listing for no defenses, and then you've got laser battery and assault rockets of 4. And then down here, I have put Vicious for the name of the Sathar Destroyer. Now, the reason I did that was I used stats listed in the basic game, and those stats were, the ship was called Vicious. So I have just hand wave that these particular sets of stats for Sathar Destroyer are the Vicious class destroyer. There are other stats, like I'll just show you here. So right here, this is page 9 in the operations manual for running the board game of Nighthawks. And so you see ship number 3 here is the SAV Vicious, laser cannon, laser battery, 2 torps, reflective hull, 2 masking screens, ADF of 3, and MR of 2. But if we went to page 15, we would see, and I should scroll this over, the SAV Nemesis. So this would be the Nemesis class destroyer. And it's got a different loadout of weapons. You got a laser cannon, rocket battery times 4, laser battery times 2, an electron beam battery, and masking screen of times 2, and ICM. So it's got interceptor missiles of 5. So this is a whole different animal altogether. We're going to be just using the we're just going to be using the stats for the Vicious class destroyer basic game. We're going to just be running basic game rules, which means basic game damage rule, where we're not rolling on the advanced damage table, but all damage is just done against hull points. It shortens the game up. Now, I have one little caveat to make here. When I was working on this, I was just re-looking at stats in the book, and I confused rocket battery range with assault rocket battery range. So in this demonstration, I'm going to talk about the need for the assault. I've pre-mapped this out with maps, and in these maps, I have the assault scouts critically coming within the range of 3 up behind the Sathar Destroyer. They don't need to do that. They can go to the range of 4. And but it doesn't it doesn't affect anything I did when I mapped this scenario out in these maps. Doesn't affect anything at all as far as dice rolling or anything, any of the results. But it is important if you're playing advanced damage, advanced game rules, and you're going against that Nemesis class, which has those rocket batteries. The rocket batteries are a range of 3, whereas the assault rockets are a range of 4. So the assault scout is going to want to stay outside of the range of those rocket batteries. I'm going to demonstrate how you would do that here when you come in behind the destroyer. But we're in this demonstration, we're going to range 3. You would just go to range 4, and you'll see how that's done. So here is the first turn. Ships show up, and you declare what their speed was the previous turn, because that affects what their speed could be on the first turn of the game. So a fairly standard pickup game, you would just say everybody's traveling speed of 10. Unless somebody was burning in fast, maybe you've got a scenario you've written. So I've just done, I wrote up here, Sathar Destroyer enters at speed 10, assault scouts enter at speed 10 as well. So now the first question when you're playing, because there's an A-B to the movement phase, side A moves, side B fires, side A fires. Then it's side B moves, side A fires, and side B fires. So we're going to walk through that. It sounds confusing. It's really not. But I was just looking for what's the initiative. There doesn't seem to be an initiative rule in Nighthawks. And I've usually just, in a setup game, like if it was my daughters, they're flying Nighthawk ships for the first time, the UPF assault scouts, I just said, look, you get to be side B reacting to the Sathar. There's a little bit of advantage there, but ultimately, once it starts going, it doesn't really matter much. So you can flip a coin, you can roll a dice, you could do any method you want to determine who's going to go B. For this, we've assumed it's a situation where I'm being kind to the UPF player, and letting them react to the Sathar Destroyer. So here we have, I've mapped out, uh, if the Sathar ship entered at a speed of 10, its ADF is 3. So it can either slow down to 7 or it can accelerate to 13. And what that means is this ship will end up anywhere within these pink bands on this map. And the assault scouts are down here. They have an ADF of 5. So if they've entered at 10, they can either slow down to 5 or speed up to 15, and they will end up anywhere within these blue bands. Here you have side A moves aggressively. That would be the Sathar Destroyer. And so it is accelerated the maximum amount. So it's going 13. So we want to just go to its card and mark on its card that it is now going speed of 13. And that's what this little track here is on the card. So you just keep writing down each turn so you know what the previous speed was, and you can figure out your maximum acceleration or deceleration. So we're adding 13. And what this does is it is now within 10 hexes of this red assault scout. Its weapon systems, the laser battery has a range of 9, so it will not be able to shoot. The laser cannon will be able to shoot, and the torpedoes cannot shoot. They have a range of 4. The assault scouts, their assault rockets have a range of 4, as we said, and the laser battery is a range of 9, so they cannot shoot. So there's no shooting for side B. Side A gets to take a shot. Now, there's range diffusion on the laser cannon. So the range diffusion is 5% times the number of hexes. 10 hexes, 50%. The chance to hit with the laser cannon is 60. Minus 50 is a 10% chance. However, this is a forward fire weapon. And when you're using a forward fire weapon and it's a direct shot, see the straight line of hexes. So he's dead on, firing dead on, you get a 10% bonus. So he's got a 20%. So let's roll that. Brought up a random number generator. And 5. So he is hit with his laser cannon for 5. So the laser cannon is 2d10. We're rolling, that's a 2, and a 10, that's 12 points of damage. And that will be on the red assault scout. So we're going to just put 3 in here. That is a lucky hit for this ship. I didn't actually roll out any of these damages. That's a lucky hit for the Sathar Destroyer. So this could be a short battle for the assault scouts. We have B side does their movement. So this is if they accelerate to their maximum, which would be 15, they can end their turn anywhere within this blue line. However, this yellow line is range of 4. And what they do not want to do is they do not want to give the torpedo a chance to shoot at them. However, if they can end up back here on the backside of the destroyer, the laser cannon will be nullified and the torpedo will be nullified. The torpedo is nullified because it's moving player only. And what happens is the Sathar will not be able to turn around and end up within 4 hexes of them and launch. But so let's play this out. So I've Had the ships accelerate to 15. Let's add that to their speed track. Even though they're traveling together, we record their speed separately because it could get hashed. And so what I've done, because the basic strategy here is to get in behind the Sathar and nullify a lot of his heavy weapons. So these assault scouts decided to cruise over and up, and they're over here looking to circle around behind, depending on what this guy does. This may have been a mistake. At this point, the non-moving player, which is the Sathar, gets to shoot. The only thing he can shoot is his laser battery. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes on the red assault scout. So 5 times 5 is 25. And the laser battery is a 50. So that's a 25 with range diffusion. Ooh, he rolled a 7. And he got an 8. So the red assault scout is destroyed. Now these maps have both ships moving. We we'll continue this, and we will play it out as if the Sathar did not get the lucky hits. Just because the movement, I've already put the movements on there, and I just didn't think you would get lucky hits like this. But you saw it. You saw it here. They got lucky, which is why you take the shot sometimes. Playing aggressively to get that shot and to take the shot, sometimes it plays out in your favor. So let's go back to and so we see the lesson of the day: Salt Scouts are fragile. Too bad. Too bad for you. Back to the slideshow. Now, this destroyer wants to get around and get a shot at these assault scouts. So, it probably shouldn't have gotten a lucky shot. I mean, you didn't have much of a chance with either of those weapons at those points. The assault scouts should have survived, but here they're going, and these assault scouts have maybe made a mistake by coming over here, because if they had just gone straight by and landed 5 hexes behind, this would have been a much harder solution for the destroyer. The destroyer is now going to exercise its ADF and slow down to 7. It'll go maximum braking. Oh, excuse me, to 10. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the best it can get around. And still be within range, 40,000 kilometers to pop off its torpedo. So here we have, it goes forward. It makes a 60-degree turn, goes forward again, makes a 60-degree turn, and it ends up here. 1, 2, 3, 4 from the blue assault scout. So it's going to get to fire its torpedo, and it will fire its laser battery after the assault scout gets its shot off, which will be just a laser battery. So 4 times 5 is 20. From 50 is a 30. Let's roll that. $41. He misses. It's going to be a bad day for the assault scouts, for the UPF. So rolling for the laser battery, 30 or less. He misses, and the torpedo is 50%. Now, the assault scouts have a special ability called evasive action. They can evade torpedo shots by invoking evasive action. And we'll demonstrate how this works on the map in just a second. But the rule is 5% times the ADF of the ship doing the evade. ADF is 5, so 5 times 5 is 25. So this is 20. This is going to be 25 or less on this roll, and he got a 60. So both shots miss. The blue assault scout survives. However, in our next move here, presuming that the red assault scout had survived, it would have made a turn. It actually would have decelerated 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he would have decelerated to 10 at this point. Go to ship cards. And we're just going to continue to put these numbers in for both of them to demonstrate what would have been going on with this ship had it survived. And blue is now decelerated to 10. Back to the map. So red just makes a nice leisurely turn and comes right in behind, range of 3. But he could have also sought range of 4. But here at this range of 3, there's no rocket batteries on the ship, so he doesn't care. And he also gets moving player only shot with his assault rockets and their forward fire. So he'll get a 10% bonus to the assault rockets to hit on the Sathar. And at range of 3, there's only 15% from 15 for range diffusion. So the laser battery has a good chance to hit. The blue assault scout has invoked evasive action. That means every single move it makes from the word go this turn, it must use up its maneuverability rating. So it's going to turn, and it's just going to streak around. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I put an extra turn in there. They only have MR5. I made a mistake. But he could have easily done this by not. I thought I had 5 MR to burn. It's really 4 MR. So he wouldn't have done this one extra turn here. He would have just turned, and ended up, about down here at a movement of 10, which positions him behind the destroyer, but at a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So he still has a laser battery shot. He has effectively nullified. He's outside the range of the torpedo. This ship will never get back around to take a torpedo shot at him. The laser cannon cannot range on him because it's forward fire only. So only the laser battery. So it's going to be a laser battery duel between these two ships. So let's the non-moving player gets to take a pot shot. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. So 6 is 30. From 50 is a 20% chance. Let's roll that. 39, he misses. The blue assault scout returns the favor with a miss. This destroyer has a choice. He's got an MR of 2, and he continues to slow down. So he's going to slow down to 7 and try to get around and get behind the blue assault scout. So he can either come here, which does him no favors, because it puts him out in front of this assault scout, and he wants to avoid being shot at by those assault rockets. So he's going to slow down and go up here. It's actually a mistake on his part, but he's gonna play that out anyway. So he's going to go up here to this hex, and that's going to put him 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So again, we are a range of 6. He's for slowing down. Let's go back to the ship cards and put in. Well, not there. Speed of 7. So 6 times 5 is 30. So it's 20% chance. He misses. The assault scout returns fire. He misses. And we are back to the map. Now, in my next map here, I'm showing you what the red assault scout would have done. He would have slowed down a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He would have slowed down the 6, but he could have even slowed down to 5 and parked right here on this 4 hex range you see right here. And that would have put him in a situation to be shooting at a Nemesis class, which had rocket batteries, which could not respond. But yet his assault rockets could now take the shot from here. He would have been taking it from here. We show you the movement for blue. For the blue assault scouts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he has slowed down to 8. It's okay that there's a speed differential because the ADF is so high compared to the Vicious class destroyer with a 3 that they can totally from this point on they will own the destroyer and be able to match its speed and match its movements and still end up at 3 or 4 hexes behind it. So we'll fill in over here. We got to fill in. Blue is movement of 8. This guy would have been a 6 if he had survived. And from this point, I had, for these maps, I had just merged. After this, it's only one assault scout. I was only going to do one assault scout tile. From this point on, it was just going to move them together as one assault scout. They were going to match speeds with this. So here's how this plays out. Non-moving player gets to shoot. So 59, that's a miss. Oh, I didn't even calculate the chance. So at 15 from 50 is 35. They need a 35. The assault scout needs 35. It misses. Now the assault rocket. The assault rocket is a 60% chance to hit. There's no range diffusion, and they're also dead on, so it's 10% bonus, so it's a 70% chance. Oh, 60 miss. So far, with a few lucky shots, the destroyer's taken out the assault scout. And here endeth my maps, because from this point on, it does not matter what this destroyer does. They can speed up, they can slow down, they can do anything they want. The assault scouts will have the speed and maneuverability to always end up directly behind them with a dead-on shot for that extra 10% bonus, and chew through their assault rockets. So they're going to be shooting. So basically what's going to happen is the Sathar Destroyer gets to pop off with the laser battery twice per turn. The Assault Scout gets to pop off with the laser battery twice per turn, plus the Assault Rockets. And the Assault Rockets have some nice damage. It's 2d10 plus 4. So you're kind of counting on these Assault Rockets hitting, especially when you're guaranteeing it's a 70% chance because you're going to line up directly behind it with that dead-on shot for the 10% bonus. So this is the preferred way to handle a Sathar Destroyer when you're flying in a fragile little Assault Scout. Now, I totally did not expect that the Sathar Destroyer would get a couple of lucky shots in early on. But that's the gods of the dice just choosing to show up and mess up your game. And have a a negative impact on what is happening. And that just can't be helped. But this is the preferred strategy. Once you're in behind the a Sathar Destroyer, assault scouts can own it and they can nullify the weapons that are involved. Let's take a look at this advanced game destroyer class, the SAV Nemesis Destroyer. The laser cannon, forward fire weapon only, easy to nullify. We just demonstrated that. The rocket batteries. Again, we demonstrated how you could park right once you get in behind a Sathar Destroyer. You park, but stay on the range of 4, not go in as the 3 like I did with the those assault scouts. That nullifies the rocket battery. Once you're in behind, you can match speed, you can match maneuverability, the maneuvering, and just line up for that choice golden shot where you're rolling on 70% with the assault rocket. Now, the problem here is the Nemesis has 2 laser batteries, so it's going to be taking 4 laser battery shots at you per turn. That will be range diffused by 4 times 5 is 20, so it's a 30% shot. The electron beam battery, this has a range of 12 and it suffers range diffusion as well. So, it's a reach out and touch someone kind of weapon. And you're just going to have to endure that. You definitely don't want to be flying alone as an assault scout against a Nemesis class destroyer. You want a wingman and possibly a frigate on the board, so that the frigate can go toe-to-toe while the assault scouts get in behind and do the surgical strikes. The masking screen is useless. It can be used, but it requires that the ship does not maneuver or accelerate or decelerate, which kind of makes it useless. And it impacts the laser battery shots, which, of the Sathar Destroyer. So it's useless, but this inclusion of 5 ICM missiles gives the destroyer a chance to, degrade any assault rocket shots at it. I almost would prefer to use them aggressively. Just use them all on the first one, survive a little bit longer, and hope to get your lucky shots in. Because a few lucky shots will take out an assault scout. That's its Achilles heel. It's fragile. They're nimble, they're maneuverable, but they are fragile. So again, this is the view you want to always be looking at a Sathar Destroyer from behind. You want to be looking up its tail and just blazing away with all the weapons you have, neutralizing his weapons. It is possible to neutralize the moving player only weapons like the torpedo. The laser cannon is forward fire, so it is neutralized. It's completely cut out of any effectiveness in this, other than the Sathar player, the way I played him, moving aggressively, got within range of 10 and got a lucky hit. He just got lucky. And then that meant 2d10 worth of damage, which is a lot, especially on an assault scout. So this is how you would, as a player running an assault scout, if your player character's in an assault scout, it is a fragile ship, but this is how I would play it against the Sathar Destroyer, just because you can neutralize so many of the weapons that are in play. And then it kind of equalizes the game a little bit, unless he's getting some lucky shots on you. And then your ship takes it. I really did not expect the red assault scout to be taken out as fast as it happened. It was just 2 lucky hits. But again, it's how the game goes sometimes. So this is Tom from Star Frontiers Gamer. Thanks for watching the video. Thanks to my subscribers. You guys are great. And I will see you in the frontier.